Well, thanks for jumping on today, dude.
Nah, no
I don't
problem.
know where this conversation will go, but I was kind of curious to catch up with you because I know you uh, hit the ground running.
Hmm.
You got some results very fast in the group. So I
Yep.
just wanted to,
Yep.
yeah, check in and see how you're going and what your experience was like and where you're
Yeah.
currently at and what's on fire, what isn't on fire, and what problems you'll be able to
No,
solve and
no.
everything else.
Yeah, yeah.
Everything else in
No,
between.
no. I mean, it's been great joining the group. Like you said, when we got in the group, we were pretty enthusiastic about trying to find a niche pretty quickly. And we got in, dived into the content, excuse me, dived into the content pretty quick, which was, nicely outlined and laid out. And we pretty much went through it pretty quickly, like 2 times speed. Let's
Yeah,
play
yeah,
it,
yeah. Everyone does that.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't
Let's play
mind
it
because I actually
again.
sound more intelligent at a higher speed, right?
Right. So it's really quick. And then like what initially drew me to it, because like I said, I'm one of those guys. Obviously, a lot of us SEOs and marketers, we're getting bombarded by different offers right now. The
Mm,
difference was none of them felt like they were like talking to an actual colleague, which is crazy. It's a lot of guys selling it, but nobody actually feels
uh,
like a colleague in the environment. I can tell you used to do SEO at scale, just the
oh,
way that you talk. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like I
yeah,
know you had clients. I know you dealt with all
yeah.
the things and the pains just talking to you. And that
Yeah,
made the biggest
it's
of a difference for me and like another coach out there. It's
yeah.
just
Well,
different.
I think I mentioned it on our one of our first calls. I started in
Yeah, yeah.
1998, web
That was
design in
fun time.
1998, and Dreamweaver MX, I think it was, or Dreamweaver
Mm-hmm.
2, web design, SEO in 2002, and quit my job in
Mm,
2006 to start my
fun.
own agency. So I speak from a place of experience, and I think that's
Yeah.
tremendously important.
Yeah.
I've spent, I've spent years and years and years in the trenches making mistakes, and I think that's where the value
Yeah.
is in what I teach, right? Because I'm like, I can tell you exactly what not to do, and boy, is
Correct.
there value
Correct.
in that.
Correct. Yeah. And that's the difference. A lot of the other stuff kind of felt very
Mm.
omnin, however you say the word, anonymous. It kind of
Ominous,
felt like I
yeah,
was,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I couldn't figure out exactly what I was getting, but I felt like
yeah,
I was paying a very hefty price tag.
yeah. It's
So I'm like,
certainly.
okay, trust me, bro.
Yeah, I think there's a lot like there's no shortage of agency
Hmm.
training courses and
Yeah,
programs out there at the moment. They're just popping up everywhere.
they are.
And I think a lot
It's
of like
aggressive.
it's very easy to skip the doing part and go jump straight to
Yeah,
teaching.
yeah,
Because and let's
yeah,
face it, why wouldn't you? Because I went through 2 decades of
yeah,
pain and agony to gather the experience that I and say, well, fuck, I've had my time out. But it's something that I look back in hindsight now and I'm so grateful for it. At the time, man,
yeah, yeah,
oh, so many late nights and not getting paid and
yeah, yep.
difficult
all
clients
of
and
that.
yeah. But now, like
Yeah,
all of that is invaluable experience that I can help use to help other agency owners. Yeah.
yeah. No, it shows. But yeah, as you know, we're doing automotive, and with automotive, we just weren't quite sure, what was going to work and what wasn't going to work. But, we did kind of play around with different niches and things like that. And you were really big on the niches and trying to figure out where that is. And we kind of
Yeah.
settled on like, hey, let's just pick a niche we got some decent experience in. We know the field pretty well. But, more than that, I think what was helpful in getting, our results very quickly were just putting a sizable amount of money down quickly so that we can get the data. Because that's the thing. We got 60 leads and what we're talking 3 weeks. Because technically, I made 18K MRR in week two. That lead came by week two, I think. Probably like day
Yeah.
6, honestly. So, but we were spending like $40 a day. So we're getting that data extremely quick.
40.
Very, yeah. So we were like
Yeah.
40, I think 40 per ad set we were at per
Oh,
day.
so you're spending
So
120
yeah,
US a
yeah,
day.
yeah,
Okay.
right. About 120
Yeah. I was
US a
going to
day.
say $40 a day.
Yeah,
What
yeah,
the hell
yeah.
were you
No,
doing?
no. I'm sorry. I'm thinking about the
I
ad
spend
set
more than that
level.
on
So yeah,
breakfast.
yeah. Right. No, no, no. So opposite. About $40 per ad set.
Yeah. Okay.
But I think that's a difference because I'm
Mm.
looking at it and I'm like, yeah, it's the data. if you're able to collect a lot of data, which you mention a lot to people, like, hey, how long do you want it to take? You get the
Yeah.
data, it'll be
Yeah.
good. But if you don't get the data, it's going to take you longer to get those people.
Yeah, that's so
But
important. Hey, yeah,
yeah,
you've got
yeah,
if you don't have the data, then you can't make intelligent
yeah,
decisions, and you're just guessing. And
yeah.
like I spoke about this in yesterday's call. I don't know if you come along to yesterday's class, but I was talking about the validation
I'm gonna
phase.
rewatch it. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
yeah.
hosting it again tonight. You should come along.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but the validation
The time
phase.
difference be killing me.
Well, I do alternate 12 hours, so it's either I don't know.
It's 10 p.m. here.
Well, it'll be 10 a.m. or 10 p.m. for you.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe I don't
Okay,
know.
that makes sense.
But yeah, you're paying for data, and sales
Hmm.
initially are almost secondary, and that's really hard to
Yep.
that's hard to
Yeah.
listen to because everyone's like, I want paying clients right away.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
Correct.
you've got to learn so many different things: your offer, pricing,
Yeah.
understanding market fit, demand, what
Yeah.
service they want, what services they've tried and they definitely don't
Correct.
want,
Yeah. Because I,
what
I
sort of
realized
jobs
we
they
like
want.
skip past. Yeah, because I even realized like we skip past certain things that you have, in the class and just being part of the group. I'm like, I told my business partner, like, hey, we got to go back because we literally kind of skipped the offer part and we were stuck in the meetings like, what the heck are we offering?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
we were
yeah.
like, we went straight to how to do leads and how to get them.
Yeah.
And because
Everyone
we were
does it,
like,
man.
yeah, we were
Everyone
so
does
eager
that.
and we were like
Yeah.
stuck. And they were like, well, how much is this? And we were like, oh, shoot. He literally said, don't do that. And we did.
Yeah.
But so you have everything in there,
Mm.
but in the order you're supposed to do it. But
Yeah.
obviously you get sidetracked.
Yeah. I'm in the
Um,
process of updating the training at the moment. It'll be more of a set pathway. So you have to
right,
follow the
right.
pathway, but I leave it
Yeah.
open to, you know, everyone does that. They go straight to the meta ads training and they start running their campaigns and then they come out the other side and go, holy shit, I need to go back and watch the
I
sales training or I need to rewatch
Yeah,
the offer training.
correct. I realized
Yeah.
we probably messed up on a few, and like our goal now is to like go back through those leads because there were some guys
Oh,
that we
yeah,
think we
right.
could have made a small offer to, but like our only offer at the time was like, hey, here's $5,000. Do you want to take it? And they're like, well,
Yeah.
shoot, I can't do it. Like, is that the only offer you got? Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Because we're just
Yeah.
selling it
Yeah.
at the only price point we knew and not selling it based off the like you say it all the time in the calls, selling it based off of what the actual value is to that particular niche that you're in. Like just because you want to
Mm.
sell it for 5,000, but if you see it, if you see that niche just isn't going to respond to that price, you're
Yeah.
beating a dead horse at a
So
certain point.
yeah, so you'll find there's like a vertical
Mm-hmm.
within, I shared this in one of the recent classes. I think he came along to it where I
Yeah,
drew it out
yeah,
in
I
the
like that one. Yeah.
yeah. So you've got 20% at the top who can afford
Mm-hmm.
5K a month, but then you've got a
Correct.
large percentage down the bottom, maybe 70, 80% that
Yeah.
can't. So um, the question becomes then, well, what do you want to do? Do you just want to focus on the 20% and get a lower
Right.
a
Right.
lower
Right.
volume at a higher price, which you can do,
Mm-hmm.
or can you monetize the majority? And I think this is what you're
Mm-hmm.
getting at right now. Right? Can you go back to
Yeah.
those 60 odd leads and say, hey, we've got this other
Correct.
option, which is only 2,500 a month or maybe
Yeah.
$1,500 a month. And if they put their hand
Correct.
up
Correct.
collectively over 12 months, that could be an additional couple of $100,000.
Yep. Yep. And
Yeah.
that's the point. By no means am I saying 60 and I don't have good numbers. Because like these are 60 legitimate people that have all replied back to us, which is incredible as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Um,
So how many did you
they're
get?
just all in
60
different 90,
leads.
97 in total when we cut it
Oh,
off for
right.
restructuring. So we just cut them back on to yesterday.
Okay.
But yeah, just some tweaks. We've added some variables. So the variables we kind of added were um what was it again? It was we asked the range that you were willing to spend on your marketing.
Oh,
So
yeah.
if they said 0 to 399, that's gonna automatically tell them no. But if it said 400 to 1,500, that's gonna automatically let them become a lead. So at least we know that they know
Right.
marketing isn't free, but
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
just trying
Yeah.
to get something out of it because that
Yeah.
was another problem. Like, well, I can't even put two dimes together to pay you 500 a month because I had a couple guys like that. Like, oh,
Yeah.
how much is it? And I just did a offer on the fly because, as you
Mm.
know, we had leads coming in at 7 per day, roughly. It's kind of aggressive. So that was new for us to try to call them all.
Yeah, that's the thing. You go from
Yeah,
having no
that's a
leads to fuck, we got too many.
right. So that
Yeah,
was a
yeah.
problem. So we're trying to call them, and I'm like,
Mm.
I'm spraying out offers because I'm like 5,000 isn't working. So I'm just saying deals 2,500, and they're
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah,
oh, for the year, and I'm like, heck no. So then I'm
yeah. And a
I'm
lot
like,
of
okay, yeah.
uh,
I could tell at that point, okay, we need to figure out, and we
mm,
figured out some things that we're gonna do for that lower market because we do think we do want to kind of cater to them, and we do have some things that can work for them. We just got to kind of lower our uh expectation for them because I think we're so used to dealing with bigger companies in
mm,
that sector that we
right,
had them on a level of like, we're going to get you like $10 million in extra sales this year because that's the kind of companies we deal with. And these guys are just looking to put 100 grand extra on the table. And I'm like, okay, we're overthinking. We're being a little too
right.
ambitious
Yeah, yeah,
with them. So we're like, hey, this is the plan. You can do this. And I think it was
yeah.
overwhelming them more than anything. And we're like, okay, we could scale this back completely. If they're just some guys looking to get a few extra oil changes to make an extra 40,000 a year, we can do that
Right.
100%. And they don't got to spend thousands of dollars on ads to
Mm.
do that. It's not the same.
Yeah,
So
so there's some
I
really good
think we
point.
figured out. Yeah, I think we figured out what's our problem. We were leveling them up. It sounds weird, but we were kind of ascending them to a point of like, we're trying to get you millions and millions of dollars, and they're just trying to hold their head above water. If that
Right.
makes sense.
Yeah.
So
So a couple of things that I just scribbled down while you were talking there, Kevin, like
mm-hmm.
during the validation phase and trying to establish, like understand the market, it can
Yeah.
feel really messy in what you said then. And some people might be watching this video thinking, what do you mean you're just throwing offers out there? That doesn't sound very
Yep.
structured. Well, that's
It wasn't.
okay. That's okay to begin with. And the validation
Yep.
phase, where you're trying to understand market demand and fitment and everything
Correct.
else, it is chaotic. It's
Correct.
strategic chaos. You're just
Yep.
throwing out offers to see what catches. And once you understand, you see patterns, then you can
Yep.
start ramping, amplifying that. The other thing
Yeah.
that you said just a second ago, bringing on clients at a lower price point, there's
Yep.
nothing wrong with that because you'll find that can all very often
Mm-hmm.
act as an on-ramp to be
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
higher ticket services. So they come on, they're paying
Mm-hmm.
$1,200 a month, let's say. You establish know, like, and trust. They work with you for a few months. Okay, we're interested in this
Mm-hmm.
other thing that you've got. So there's no real downside to that.
Right.
And
No, there's not.
lastly, that categorization of understanding
Yeah.
what their budget, like what the gap is, where they're currently at, and what they're willing to spend, and where
Mm-hmm.
they want to get to, allows you to understand fitment perhaps before you speak to them. And I think
Right.
in
Right.
the new training, when I map out the sales funnel, you
Yeah.
can,
That's
with
gonna
that
be good.
survey, yeah, with the survey, you can, okay, this is where they're currently at. Well,
Yeah.
it's unlikely that they're going to want to spend
Mm-hmm.
5K. So let's present offers that are probably more suitable for that particular person.
Right. And because what we were doing, I mean, in all SEOs, we do that. When I say splurting out different numbers, obviously what we were doing was we were throwing the website in Ahrefs. We were looking at the competition for, a quick 15-minute rundown, and we're like, we could probably do this for 2,500 instead of 5,000. Like, we're doing these on the fly adjustments, and we're like, look,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, we're gonna have to just adjust this for everybody to say, okay, let's figure out what level you're in.
Right.
And it's actually helpful because we got 2 leads today, and the conversation is we're now able to scale our conversation the right way because I do have one, and I think that was in your class, to make sure that you even had an income level for their business. So like one guy, he said they're making 1 million and they're willing to spend 2,500. So when we get on the call, we're like, hey, we know we've grown a company like yours. This is how much they spent. This is how we would do it. So it was a little bit. Then we had another guy reverse. He's only making 200,000, and the system said he was willing to spend 500. So we're like, hey, we can do that, but it's going to be more so.
Yeah.
Every dollar you put in is what you get. It's kind of
Mm.
similar to working with you. It's like, hey, we can hold your hand, for the 500, but you get all the help, all the automations, all that. But we can't make any guarantees
Yeah.
at
That
that
whole
price point.
that whole range thing gives me the willies because I've worked with plenty of companies. I've worked with
Yeah,
plenty of
I'm
companies
scared
that have
of
got
that too
yeah,
myself.
yeah. I've worked with plenty of companies that got very deep pockets, but also quite
Yep.
short arms. You
Yeah,
know what
yeah.
I mean?
That
It's like they're making
that's
$1 million a month and they only want to spend $900 a month
yeah,
on
right,
marketing. So what the
right.
fuck's going on?
Yeah, that's the only concern. That's also with the other Kevin, my other business partner, not my alter
Yeah,
ego. That's what
yeah. The
he
two
said.
Kevins.
Yeah, there's two Kevins, so people don't think I'm crazy. That's
Yeah,
my business partner. But yeah, the
yeah.
other Kevin, he also was like, "Well, did we want to put a range in there?" Because I was like, "Well, let's just try it." Because right now
Mm.
we just got guys. We're kind of lost until they get to us and we talk to them, which isn't any fun either. And I know you said to probably do something like the 2,500 or 15 or 1,000 or whatever as a kind of a buffer question. But we just said let's just try the range, see how that works. If it gets ridiculous and
Yeah.
we get a flurry of 400, and that's gonna be then we'll say okay, that's not working. It's just everybody's picking the lowest number,
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it seems
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
far it's only 2 leads, and it's only been up for 12 hours, and we've
Mm.
had two people seem like they're picking the number that coincides with the
Right.
amount that they should be
Yeah, you never
spending per
can tell.
month.
Some people
Yeah.
tell porky pies, and you get on the call,
Yep.
say, "Well, hang on a minute. You said you're closing
Mm-hmm.
$10,000 jobs, and you're closing
Yep.
20 of them. That's like $200,000 a month. But you said in the survey that you're
Yep.
only doing $8,000 a month. Like, what gives?"
Right, right. Yeah, you're doing
Yeah.
good. Right. You're doing better than you said. But yeah, no,
So,
I
Kevin,
think
before you
that's a
joined, dude, like, can you
mhm.
what were you guys doing beforehand in terms of lead gen? I
um
can't remember our conversation.
yeah. I'll go through that real quick. Yeah, we basically our lead gen was word of mouth, like most of people in this industry that don't have a clear plan, but it was word of mouth essentially.
Word of
We
mouth
have
and
some
referrals.
very, very slight organic presence for
Yeah.
ourselves. SEOs are horrible at doing our own SEO as per usual. Um, some referrals are obviously referrals are really good, but also there just wasn't any kind of trackability, so there's no way to scale to say that you are on a pathway to get to where you're trying to go. But we did have really good clients, and we're like, hey, we got really good clients, but we've kind of just been hovering with these same group of clients for like forever, but there's no plan to get new ones at all. That's kind of where we were
Yeah.
at. So that was kind of obviously that kind of keeps you up at night because you're like, we're
Yeah.
not actually filling in new people. So if this person drops off tomorrow,
Yeah,
shoot.
yeah, you're screwed. So
Like we got to figure out something very quickly.
how many, I can't remember, dude. I wish I probably should have
Yeah,
my
yeah.
notes in front of me, but I can't remember the exact numbers in
Mm-hmm.
terms of like how many conversations you were having,
Mm-hmm.
qualified conversations per month
Yeah. Well,
before you, yeah,
before I'd probably say, I mean, at the most, maybe like one a week, and that would just
yeah,
be coming from somebody, just in our influence, whether that be somebody that knew me directly or
yeah.
one of the
Mm,
other owners or anything like that. But yeah, it wasn't a lot, just like
yeah.
one person every other week,
So yeah,
and maybe
that's
they weren't marketing, every time. Sometimes they were just um can you do a one-page website? It's like, okay, yeah, we'll do it,
yeah,
or
that's very
sometimes they'd be
common.
like, can you do a logo? And it's like, oh, we kind of got out of graphic design a long time ago, so no, go to Fiverr. And they're like, oh, what's Fiverr? Well, I just blew your mind. Here it is.
Yeah,
Have fun. I'm not doing the logo for you. But
almost. Yeah, almost everyone I speak with, it's all word of mouth and referrals. They've tried a
yep,
whole bunch of things, nothing
yeah,
works. Mainly because they don't know who they're targeting. But
yep,
yeah, like one or two referrals a month.
yeah.
Man,
But
that
right.
oh,
It's like
that's
one or two every other week.
yeah,
You're not really talking to a lot of people, but you're staying busy with the other clients. So it
yeah.
kind of masks it kind of masks the issue.
So you
And
went
then
from 4 leads a month to what?
yeah, I mean, you
60
might as well
leads
say
in the
90
first 3 weeks or
90
something?
had like 67 and 97 by the end of this, when I cut them off 2 weeks ago for a second, just for learning purposes, so we can dissect all the
Yeah,
data
because
again.
you went away on holidays or something in and amongst this as well, yeah?
Yeah. So I had to kind of make sure we didn't have too many. leads coming in,
Because I
which was
remember
becoming a problem. Yeah, it was becoming a problem.
I was so excited to look at your ads again because I know you used AI to generate the
Yep,
images.
yep.
I was like, man, I'm going
Yeah,
to take
yeah.
another look at these ads, and they were off. And I thought, shit, what's happened? And then you said,
Yeah,
oh, I've
yeah.
gone
I
away
was
on
like, yep.
holidays.
I was like, let's
Yeah.
cut them off for a second because also we had some things where like anybody could book a calendar link, and that wasn't working
Oh, yeah,
because
yeah, yeah.
the schedule was like I was waking up and it was like 9:15, and I think I put that in a group even like, hey, what do y'all do when the schedule's too
That's
much?
right.
Because
Yeah,
it
I
was
remember you
nine
said our
fifteen to nine
calendar is.
fifteen.
That's
It
right. I
was
said
10,
you're.
10:15. I had one at 10:15, 10:30. I had another one at 11:15. I was like, okay, I can't even breathe.
Yeah, I
And
remember.
obviously, all of them weren't showing up either. So that was aggravating. So you're like, oh, shoot. Like, okay,
Yeah.
they're not even all
Well,
showing up.
that's
It's like
yeah. You get
25% of them are showing up. And those conversations were pretty good. Like the ones that showed up were the ones I wanted to talk to. I feel like we had really good conversation. They're on my warm list. We're talking to them. I'm on my like third meeting with some of those. So I do
okay.
think we'll probably close some of those still. So I do still think we have leads in our system even today from that first
Yeah.
round that'll probably close next month.
Yeah. So, a couple of things there. You're not running a sales funnel, so there was no VSL to help pre-sale services at the time, right? You're
No,
just using
yeah. So
instant.
there's no VSL.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of glad we maybe didn't do it because I will say, I know you have also went back and forth on the VSL part. I would say the only bonus about just doing the lead forms in the beginning is seeing if you like the niche for a second
Mm.
before you spend all the time
Yeah.
creating a VSL, writing it up, um, recording it, you know,
Yeah, because you'd really
putting it
don't
out there. It's a lot of extra work. And
you
I'm
don't
like,
know you don't really know what the niche want to begin with, and you don't.
right.
Yeah,
Now
unless
I
you
could
really.
write it. I could do really well now
Yeah.
with it, but I couldn't have probably made it
Mm.
right in the beginning. No, it wouldn't have been good. I don't think it would have converted well. Now I'm pretty sure I could make a video that converts well on
Yeah.
it. And so now
Well,
that's what we're kind
are
of
you
working on.
recording your calls? Are you recording all of
Yeah,
the
yeah,
conversations? Yeah.
they're all
Yeah.
recorded.
So you want to take
And
those
yeah.
recordings, Kevin, all of the
Hmm.
text files, and
Hmm.
dump them into AI and get them
Oh
to,
yeah, yeah. I didn't even think
yeah,
about doing that.
yeah.
Yeah. I
So
got
you
the little
get,
note taker and it was reading it. Read AI and Calendly has one too that was
yeah, you can
reading
build
all the
out
notes.
projects inside
Yep.
ChatGPT and you say, list out all of
Yeah.
the most
That's
frequently asked questions and
yep, yep,
objections and desires and pain points and everything else. And it
yep.
will
That makes
group
sense.
everything for you, and you can use that information then to create a really powerful VSL. And also
Oh
your
yeah.
sales
That makes
presentation
sense.
too.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Also,
like
your
that.
sales presentation when you pitch and sell the service, you say
Hmm.
you can answer all of those questions for them on
Yep.
the call, and they will get to the end. If you do it well, they'll
Yeah.
say, "Holy shit! It was like you're, fucking reading my
Right,
mind. How
right.
did you know which?"
In their head.
Yeah.
Because these are all questions I've heard. Right. Yeah. I need to do that because that's the next step is to because we're still kind of like, do we want to stay in this niche? There are
Mm.
some things, there's some slight things in the niche that we kind of know just from dealing with these particular industry for a while that we're trying to figure out. Do we want to try to do another lump sum of cash into another niche or not and learn that one? Or we might see first what happens with our lower offer to see how the volume game works as well, just to see
Yeah.
how that
Okay.
plays out.
Mm.
But I'm excited either way because we're happy with
Well,
what we got
this,
and what we got going on so far.
yeah, this must feel, yeah, no, that's really great to hear. Like, I get that, right? You're excited now. You've got a strategy and a process that you can
Mm-hmm.
use now to take control of the lead gen process.
Yep. Yep.
Dealing nothing worse than lead scarcity, man, because lead scarcity affects everything that you do, the quality of the conversations. You
Yep.
start
Yep.
dropping your price, you start taking on shit clients.
Yep.
It just
Yep.
causes so many problems.
It
And
does. It does. You start doing stuff you don't really want to
yeah,
do,
you end up saying
like
yes to
logos.
everyone. Yeah, yeah. Because you just don't know when the next client's coming through.
Yep. And I've been through that, like we all have, where you're
Yeah,
like, I have to do this to make rent. So like we
yeah.
gotta do it like your infamous cake story.
Oh,
what
yeah.
was it? Your
Living on
infamous cake
fruitcake for
story? Yeah,
three
yeah, fruit
days.
cake.
Yeah, because client didn't pay an
Yep.
invoice, and I ran out
Yeah,
of
I said
money.
we've all
Oh,
been in the dark ages where you're
yeah.
like, please pay this invoice.
Oh man, that was
Oh, I went
horrible.
on vacation. Like,
Yeah, he went to
why
Bali.
would you do that? It's done.
He went to Bali and didn't pay the invoice and said,
Oh, it's
"Yes,
okay. I'll do it when I get back in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks?
slice. Yeah, I can't eat fruitcake. I'm going to run out of cake here."
Yo, man. No,
Well,
we
that's what else can you
we've all
what
been
else can
there.
you share with me, Kevin? Because you said you did.
Um,
I think you said
mm,
you were negotiating some pretty big retainers there, 10K, a couple
yeah.
of 10K, and you closed
Mm,
one, a big one, I think. And
yep. Yep.
um,
Yeah. I
maybe
mean,
walk us through some of that.
yeah, yeah. So, I mean, a lot of these negotiations have been pretty interesting, because anytime they're high ticket, there's a bit more back and forth. So now I kind of have an idea of, with talking with them, how long it's actually going to take to
Mm,
close, more of the 10K and up particular guys. Um, just from going back and forth, because we had to give some give and take on certain things, which was fine. But I think an even better thing that kind of happened out of it was, we were able to also close a deal within a deal. So with one of the deals we did, which was interesting, he has another business. So we got a right of refusal on that second business as long as we do good in these first 3 months. So he's going to build another business likewise, but a different company.
uh,
So we'll be the first agency.
right.
He cannot go outside of us for that
Okay.
sub for that other business. That's going to
Mm,
be its own entity. He has different business partners for it. So I'm like, that's kind of cool because we have another $10,000 contract that's literally all we got to do is do well.
yeah.
This one client has now become an extra 10K.
Right.
All we got
And
to do is do
these
good for these
these
3 months.
these all came through the ads in the.
Yeah, yeah. All these are just from the
Yeah.
ads, and
Yeah.
I will say what's been helpful is, like, we are using our case studies. What I kind of went over with you back then
Yeah.
too. Like, we're using our case studies in that market, which is helpful.
Mm,
But even the ones that we have a few that we didn't quite go so as heavy just to test it on case studies, and they were still just as ready to go because the market we picked, they all said the same thing when I got on the call. I've never seen an ad for my industry, but the industry has a large volume of businesses in it. So they were like,
right.
it captured them quickly because they never seen an ad for their industry.
Mm,
So they were like, I wanted to see what it was because they're like, who the heck is marketing to us in this industry? Like,
yeah.
nobody ever talks to us.
So that
Like,
demonstrates my point
yeah.
exactly, right? Positioning.
Mm-hmm.
Positioning is key.
Right,
And I
right.
spoke about this in one of the recent classes about how you need to change. Sometimes you need to
Mm-hmm.
change the way in which you think about niching down. Because I
Yep.
think a lot of people make the mistake of thinking about one particular industry, like
Yeah.
an industry one dimensionally, like, oh, we're going to work with dentists and help them get more
Yep.
patients. But hang on a
Yep.
minute.
Yep.
What about, instead of doing that, what about the companies that do the medical center and dental clinic fit
Yeah.
outs? And what
Yeah.
about the companies that supply all of the equipment? And what
Right.
about
The
all the companies that,
chairs.
yeah, what about
Yeah.
the companies that supply all of the software to run these dental practices?
No.
So there
There's
are
a lot of
industry,
money there.
dude, there's so much, and also the training and the
Yep.
certification for dentists.
Hmm.
Like there's so many opportunities that you can easily overlook. So I love what you
Yep.
just said, Dan. Hey, we've never seen
Yeah.
anyone run ads for our industry before.
Yeah. And that was
You're not
the
fighting
powerful
with a
thing.
million
I
other.
love that. No, it didn't feel
Yeah,
like we were fighting with anybody. Because I even asked them on some of the calls. I was like, no, are you talking with anybody else? Have you actually given marketing any kind of thought? There's like, honestly, it's been one of those things that a lot of them say this to me. Honestly, it's been one of those things where we know we need to start doing it. We just haven't really found a company that really specializes in what we
yeah,
do.
yeah,
So we just kind of felt like we would just be giving our money to somebody who didn't really understand us. And I'm like, perfect. Well, here's why I understand you. Here's the other clients that I have in your sector. Here's
yeah.
this, here's that. So that's when I was able to pour it on and kind of, okay, that's how I'm getting the second and third meeting. Um, I just got it. That's what I'm working on now. Cause I know you said I was on a call the other day. You're like, you got to figure out a way to close it faster. So that's what I'm working on now. It's the
Oh,
closing the
yeah,
faster part, like, cause
yeah.
I'm
Well,
like,
that,
okay, now we're getting in the fourth meeting. Like,
yeah. So
like,
that,
it's a good sign, bad
yeah.
sign. Like, it's not bad because typically you keep having stack. Okay, hey, can you talk to this guy, and
Mm.
then we're gonna make our final
So
decision. It's
that,
typically an indicator that they're gonna
yeah.
close,
So,
but it
so
still sucks.
yeah. So that rule's a bit stretchy because you're
Yeah.
talking in some regards here. You're talking about almost enterprise level SEO because
Yeah, yeah.
you've got campaigns over there where you've pitched and closed at
Yep.
10, 18K.
Yeah, because the other
Those,
one is 10K as well,
yeah,
and there's another one at
those,
12K, and
yeah, those types
they're just
of
taking time.
that you got to go and have like maybe 4, 5, 6 meetings. That's pretty common in
Yeah,
those
yeah,
types of projects. But if it's like $2,500 a month, shouldn't take 2 weeks
yeah.
to close a deal. Sometimes it
Right.
sometimes it does. Sometimes it does. Like
Yeah, yeah.
we all want to close in 5 minutes, but
Correct, correct.
yeah, for those
Yeah.
bigger ones, they do take longer. One thing
Yeah,
that you
that's why I want to
mentioned,
fill those gaps with the smaller guys is the goal. Like, let's fill those gaps in with those smaller market players that we know aren't anywhere near, but we could be part of their company at the infant, the infant
yeah,
stage a little bit. They're making money already. They got 3 employees, but they can't necessarily do a large budget. But we can kind
mm,
of start pointing them and guiding them through this, complicated world of marketing. We can kind of
yeah.
get them going
One
and
thing that you
stuff.
said there, which is something that I made the mistake of not doing enough, was case
Mm-hmm.
studies. I knew
Yeah, yeah.
when I first spoke with you guys that you did good work, you had great retention rates, you also had some excellent case studies. You
Mm-hmm.
were just
Yep.
missing the lead gen part of it.
Correct.
And I
Correct.
think
Correct.
given what you've said so far and the conversations that we've had, those case studies played an integral part in your ability to
Yeah.
close.
Yeah. They
Do you
do.
want?
They do. Because I know even we switched a little sales presentation over to kind of highlight, those previous and current customers. And they're like literally guys stopping me. I know him. I met him at our conference and you work with him.
Uh,
And it was like at that
yeah.
point, we're not even talking like this is a non-French, we're not talking anymore with that client
Yeah,
as a
straight to warm, straight to
yeah, yeah, yeah.
warm.
It's straight to warm. It wasn't cold
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah,
So at that point, he's like, "Oh, that's my guy." Yeah, met
yeah,
with him. We had beers at SEMA, and it was fun. It became a fun conversation. It's like, "Oh, you're good people. Yeah, let's go, let's go." Like, oh, wait, show me your presentation. What are you talking about here? Like, it's like
yeah.
it became an easy presentation at that
Mm,
point. So like, we're still talking with him and things and getting it kind of figured out because he also is in he's already making a couple million in his automotive business. So he's just trying to figure out, okay, yeah, I haven't spent quite
mm,
this much before in my marketing because that's the other problem. They're very good at word of mouth is the problem I'm having now. So their
right.
automotive is interesting because they're so good at word of mouth. When you're known for doing something, everybody who wants that
Yeah,
project
yeah.
done that way calls, and I'm trying to tell them, hey, that's fine for that. But if you want to get to the millionaire, that's what we specialize in. Our clients come to us when they want to get the millionaire guy to come in. He doesn't care about all the bells and whistles. He just wants what he saw in a movie and he just wants it built custom. He doesn't
Right.
care about what year it is, what lot number, that it's lot number 502 off this assembly line. He doesn't care about all that. The millionaire just wants his car. He wants it to look brand new like it just came out. He don't care how you
Mm,
build it. They were so used to like getting it's a little bit of an educational point to it as well because I'm trying to educate them on that. But I think I'm figuring it out, and they're kind of they're interested because they know the clients, and they're like, I've
yeah, yeah,
actually, I know who you worked with, and I've seen their growth. So I know
yeah.
exactly what you mean because they're
Dude,
getting those kind of clients.
I bang on about this constantly. I've
Yep.
covered it when we first spoke. Niche down and specialize. Do one thing
Yeah.
and do it incredibly well and build reputation to become known for
Yeah.
something. Sell in a
Yeah.
category of one rather than like almost every day I speak with at least half a dozen agency owners
Yeah.
struggling to get leads, and they're working with plumbers and dentists and fencers and immigration
Oh
law
man.
firms and outdoor furniture, e-commerce. It's just an
Uh,
absolute shit show. And I'm like, dude,
yeah.
this is never going to work because if you're trying
Yeah.
to pitch and sell your services, what has more leverage? Something like you
Mm-hmm.
just said, hey, these are all of the automotive companies we've worked
Yep.
with, and you're pitching someone in the same industry, they're going to go, ding,
Yep.
these are our guys, as opposed
Yep.
to you're trying to pitch and sell your services to a
Yep.
dentist, let's say, and you're talking about
Yep.
children's toys and sporting equipment and restaurants and hair salons. They're going to be thinking, get me out of
Yep.
here.
Correct. Correct.
Yeah.
Yep. And I
So
was
there's
like,
this
look,
compounding effect that, and
there
at
is.
every single level, marketing, sales, operations,
Mm-hmm.
fulfillment, content, it just, there's so many upsides, and this is advice that I was given probably
Yeah.
15 years ago. Niche down, John. Stop saying yes
Yep.
to everyone. And I stupidly didn't listen.
Yeah,
Oh
me either.
man.
I mean, obviously this, it's something we've all heard before, but it's like,
Mm.
you know what? And I told myself, I'm gonna let me do what he's saying because what I'm doing isn't working. So let me just tunnel
Well,
vision, look
yeah,
and don't like try to do my
yeah,
own thing and look to the
yeah.
side because it's once you pick your niche, it's very easy to be like, well, I had those two dental clients back in 2008.
Oh,
Maybe I should go back and do dental.
yeah,
Like, no, don't do it.
yeah,
Don't do
yeah,
it.
yeah,
Do you pick your niche because
yeah.
you're getting better at all their questions. You're getting better at all their industry
Addressing,
lingo. You're getting
yeah,
better at all of those different things. So when they
mm,
say things like even like I started sprinkling in like SEMA. I'm not sure if you know what SEMA is, but SEMA is
yeah.
like the big car event.
Dude, I'm a
So
car
like I've
guy. I
been
know exactly what SEMA
yeah,
is.
yeah.
Yeah,
So like when I'm on the call, I'm like, "Hey, are you going to SEMA?" And they're like, "Oh man, I don't think I'm gonna make it." I said, "Yeah, I might be there this year. So if you want to catch up, I'll be at SEMA." He'd be like, "Oh yeah, that's great, man." So
mm,
you're sprinkling in knowledge.
yeah,
You're
yeah,
asking them, that might be end of the call stuff, that you do just to lock in the camaraderie
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's but I just went straight tunnel vision and it's really identified things that I want to
Mm.
work in being in a program because like I've noticed now what I've started doing now is adding like sales books to my curriculum like just my while I'm working I'm like okay let me listen to a sales book because I see that's where I'm
Uh,
kind of that's where I'm
yeah,
lacking at. I said, okay, I have no problem talking to the clients, but let me figure out like I need to figure out how to close better.
yeah,
So let
yeah.
me
What
see
am
the
I saying?
psychology and
Yeah,
things
what
like
am I
that.
saying? I listen to my sales calls back all the
Yeah.
time. What am I saying? It got them excited to say yes. What am I
Yep.
saying that actually killed the vibe? Yeah,
Correct. Correct.
yeah.
You're right.
Don't
It's
do
always it's
that
always right
again.
around that price part. Right. It's always right around that
Yeah.
price part
Well,
that kills the vibe.
I
But
started getting the price up front out. Like I like to talk about price at the front. Hey,
yeah.
if this is in your
Yeah,
budget,
that's pretty smart.
because I
Yeah,
don't
I
like to
like that.
fucking waste time, dude. Hey,
Me either.
let's make this call fun. Let's make this call fun. I
Right,
don't want to
right.
like sit here and have this awkward tension until the end and only
Yeah.
reveal the price and you have a heart attack. Like,
Yeah,
is this
that
within your
that that's what
budget?
it kind of
Great.
felt like. It kind of felt like I was waiting and waiting, and then you're like,
Mm.
"So, what do you think?"
Yeah. Yeah. Shit.
This is awkward. I got a
Yeah.
call. I got to get off.
Yeah. I got an
Let
appointment.
me ask my wife.
I think I left the iron on. Yeah.
Yep. I gotta ask my wife. You start hearing all that, and you're like,
Yeah.
you know,
Well,
um,
this is brilliant, man. I'm so,
you know,
you're definitely one of my favorite students in the group. I love the fact that you said
I'm trying to. Get,
I'm just going to listen to John and do what he
yep.
says. There are so many
Yeah.
people that it just amazes me that come in like I've been doing this for so long,
Yep.
20 something years.
I'm.
Come into the group, and they're like,
I'm
"Man, I think I'm going to try it this way." It's like, "Fuck me, Dad!" Like,
I was this close to still trying cold emailing on the side, and I'm like, no, focus,
yeah,
focus. I'm like, because I'm still getting the ads, Unfortunately, I'm still getting the ads. So they're like, cold email with us, and I'm like,
mm.
it's
Well,
not gonna
this
be like
is
this. They're not as warm, like,
well, this is the
and I'm getting good numbers and good.
yeah.
Like, I have not had one person. I have not picked up the phone and anybody. I think maybe I'll be lucky. I'm not gonna say that happens for everybody, but I haven't got on the phone with one person and they cussed me out yet. I had one that was close, just one so far out of 97 people, only one.
Yeah.
And I just kind of slightly snapped back at him a little bit. He said, I didn't request this. And I said, you surely did, sir. Let's talk about it real quick. And he was like, well, what is this? And I was like, it's like this, that, that. I went through the speech. He's like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
let's
Yeah.
talk. He was super aggressive because he thought somebody was just calling him for something. I'm like,
Mm.
no, you just did it. Literally just did this 10 minutes ago. Like, and we don't
Yeah.
code. And I was like, we don't cold call people. We only call people that want to work with us. And I think that kind of snapped them out because I was like, hey,
Right.
we don't cold call. We only call people that ask for this
Yeah.
call. So,
Express
and
interest.
he's like, oh, I'm sorry. He said, I probably did ask for it,
Yeah.
but I'm not gonna say that's the, because I have also dealt with Facebook ads with clients, so I'm
Yeah.
not gonna say that's always the case, but John, what I've realized is that little verification feature, that one's working really good for me. You
SMS
got to click in.
verification.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's been the world of difference because before I've
Mm.
never really cut that on. No, that's just a train wreck. You're gonna get lower leads by not having it on, but the people that actually want to talk to you they're gonna put in the stupid 3-4 digit code to confirm their number to talk to you. So
If
that's
they're
why I'm getting a
serious, yeah,
correct number. Yeah, that's why I'm
yeah,
getting a correct number, even if they're low quality from a they can afford it standpoint. At least I'm getting a legit number, which I'm like, hey, that's even hard in internet in
yeah.
the internet these days to just get the real number.
Well,
Sometimes,
it's a great feature because people tend to change their phone numbers more frequently
yep,
they do than their
yep.
email. Yeah.
Yeah, they do. So
Mm.
I will say, I'm just listening, going through it, and putting my head down and saying, "Look, let's try not to get distracted by the other noise, because you're gonna continue getting ads from other people.
Yeah. So
And they're just gonna mess you up."
cold
Yep.
email, cold calling,
Yep.
YouTube ads, Google
Yep.
ads, LinkedIn ads,
Yep.
they can all work once
Yep.
you have solved your positioning.
Yep.
Once you
Yeah.
know exactly who you serve, who your target
Mm-hmm.
audience is, and your offer and your message and everything
Yep.
else, any platform can work. But the problem is the
Yeah.
majority, especially agency owners, which I find ironic, um, go to market without thinking about the positioning and the offer first, and they just, hey, let's
Yep.
get clients. So they
Yeah.
try
Yeah.
something, it's not working. They try it for, you know, a day,
Yep.
doesn't work. They
That
run
makes
over here, they
sense.
try
Yep.
this, that doesn't work. Facebook ads doesn't
Yep.
work. Cold calling doesn't work. Cold email doesn't work. Well, the problem is you don't know who
Yep.
you're targeting.
No, you
So,
don't. You don't. Because our goal is let's add another 50K in MRR. And then at that point, we're going to start switching to organic because this particular market is extremely easy for us to probably be number one in. So I'm like,
yeah.
you might as well be number one in it because if you know you could do it. But I said that'll be at a point to where we got enough money to where we can start. Okay, let's start building links for ourselves and doing things in that sector. Let's change the website around, make it all around this niche, and
Yeah,
just go
yeah.
full throttle into it. And if we want a sub company that does other stuff,
Mm.
just separate it and
Yeah, and
restart it and have
there's
two
what you
niche
just said
ones.
then is really important as well because a lot of people do it the other way around. They build first
Yeah.
and then try and sell.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do that.
Yep.
You sell first, validate the niche, and then you can go and make your
Yep.
website look pretty. Then you can go and
Yeah.
create
Yeah.
content.
Now that was the part I was nervous about, John. I'm not gonna lie. That was the part I did not. I was fighting myself not to listen to you on that, honestly, because I was like, I hate my website right now. If you go to it, I don't like it to this day. I literally have a new one sitting on a server. Just got to be updated with new content. And I literally was like, nobody's gonna like me because they're gonna go to this website and they're gonna say, well, this is horrible. And I couldn't be further from the truth. So which is crazy because I think that's the thing that holds up a lot of people is, we're
Yeah,
like, we hadn't worked on our website in
yeah.
years because we've
Don't
been
do it.
building other people's sites. And I was like, I don't want to run ads and my site looks bad.
No,
So I'm like, so all that was happening was you do the website and you get stuck in paralysis of like
that's right.
decision
You're
making because
fucking
you're
around
like,
with
I don't
stuff
know, I
that
don't know what I want it to be. I
no.
don't know what I want, what I am.
Yeah,
Like
99%.
even
You
though
would.
I like it.
Yeah, 99% of people, they'll see your ad, they'll click through, they'll book a call, they
Yep.
get on a call with you, haven't even fucking looked at your site.
Yep. They didn't even
Nah,
look. I literally had like only like two people look and they were just like they literally didn't even care. They were like, "Oh, I saw
exactly.
you had one client on there. Yeah, we know that guy." Yeah, that was it,
Yeah. I
And I
made
was like,
that
"Oh, that's
mistake.
cool."
I made that mistake about 8 years
Yep.
ago. I rebuilt my site, created all of this content, rebuilt all my social media properties, registered a new domain, did all of this
Yep.
shit, right? And then realized I was like 6 months into the niche and I thought, this niche
I don't even like
sucks.
this niche.
I got to reposition, which means I've got to go back and do all
Yep.
it. No, no, don't do it. Sell first
Yep.
and then
No.
build. Yeah.
No, I was so close to doing it. It was extremely hard. I literally was telling the business partner, I was like, I don't know if he know what he's
Yeah,
talking about. I said, don't I don't think anybody's, and
yeah.
I even was like, I don't have. Yeah, I'd do you one even better. I had gotten to the point to where I was like, hey, let's batch content first because people are going to go to our Facebook page and they're going to see we didn't post since 2018. Nobody cares. I don't have to this
Nobody
day. I
cares.
got 97 leads
Yeah.
and literally have zero posts since I think my last post was literally in
No.
2018.
No, because
Nobody is
like
saying,
when you go,
oh, they're
yeah,
stale. They don't even
yeah.
care.
Nobody, when you take your car to have it serviced, you don't
Yep.
tap the mechanic on the shoulder and say, listen, whereabouts are you parked, man? I just want to go and take a look under the hood. You know what I mean?
I want to look at your car under the
Yeah,
hood.
yeah.
Right?
You
It's like,
probably,
look,
yeah,
they understand you probably don't do a lot for yourself because you're working with other
yeah.
people, and
Yeah,
they just like the fact,
there's plenty of talented bald barbers out there, isn't there?
right, right. I'm gonna shoot you the new ads too. I just that went up. You'll like them.
Okay, cool.
They're really cool.
Okay, Kevin. So let's wrap it up, dude, because I got a
Yeah,
sales
yeah.
call in 15 minutes. So
Sounds good.
before you, like, when you were thinking about signing up,
Hmm.
how skeptical were you? You were thinking, "Oh, this is just another
Yeah,
bullshit program. He's promising me the world's going to give me an atlas.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
going to come out the other end and cry my cornflakes just like I have every other time."
yeah. No, I was one of those guys that were definitely a serial call booker, I guess you would
Oh
call
yeah,
it.
yeah.
So I was booking like a few, and I was because I knew I needed to make change, and I knew I wanted to try to find somebody. And I had like got on like 2 calls a week for like the last month, last month, probably 2 months. And my business partner was also doing it on
Oh,
his side
before you
as
spoke to
well.
me.
Yeah, before I spoke to you. So then I'm
Yeah,
like, I'm not meshing well with everybody. Just didn't feel organic. And then, I saw yours and I was like, okay, this is already a bit different because I actually hadn't seen anybody targeting SEOs.
mm,
And I'm like, okay, that's different because a lot of people will be like SEO is dead and these things. And I'm like, I love SEO. I love marketing. We do all marketing, but I love SEO in particular. I said that was interesting. So I clicked on the ad, and that's kind of what brought me to you. And so I wasn't even thinking about. I was like, I don't know. I don't even know this guy. I don't know if I'm gonna like him or not. I said I just like the the advert that I saw at first. But then when I got on a call, like we said in the beginning, you felt like a colleague more than you felt like you were trying to sell me
yeah,
something,
yeah, yeah.
which was important to me
Mm,
because I'm like, I trust colleagues more than I trust like a salesman.
yeah,
If that makes sense,
yeah. I always go
and
to
I'm
these
like, I
calls
feel like
and
our world is complicated,
yeah, I always think I put helping first, help first, and then
Yeah.
if the sale comes out of that, then well, that's fantastic. Yeah,
Yeah. And it didn't feel like, I was talking on a sales call,
mm,
gibberish, jibber jabbers, about what you could do. I mean, you obviously you went through the program and things like that, but you made it informative, but then also made me feel like, okay, he's gonna really care. He's gonna really handhold you through the process if you need it a little bit, and
mm,
but the information is gonna be there. He does seem like a reasonable guy
yeah,
to follow. And I'm like, okay, I think I signed up like within like a week, maybe 2, 3 days. I can't remember
yeah, yeah.
now,
You
but
signed up pretty much right
yeah,
away, and I
yeah,
really
yeah,
liked our conversation. And as you know, I jumped on with you guys
yeah, yeah.
about an hour and a half afterwards
Yeah.
because
And I'm like, he's probably like, he's not legit. He didn't even turn on his camera the first time.
I no, no, no. I'm always
You
here,
never
dude.
know with people.
Yeah, no, no,
Yeah,
no.
because the first meeting I was out because I was out on my phone in the car talking to you, and I'm like, I think I like this guy.
Yeah, no, I'm the real deal, dude. And like I said, I
Yeah,
jumped on with you guys because I wanted to see you do well.
yeah.
In which case you have, like, you
Mhm.
definitely, I love having you in the group, man. It's been fantastic. What, for anyone that's maybe has seen me around or thinking about joining, what would you say to them? If you had, let me say
Yeah,
this,
yeah,
if you could go back 2 or 3 months when you were still shopping around and you were thinking about it and whatever, and you could
yeah.
tap yourself on the shoulder, what would you say? What advice would you give yourself?
Yeah, I'd probably tell them, look, the investment is well worth it. It's pennies on the dollars at this point,
Yeah,
from my perspective, and the knowledge I'm gaining is, you know, I'm gonna be able to use this knowledge honestly for years and years and
yeah,
decades as long as I want to be in marketing. So honestly, it's kind of a no brainer at the price that you've kind of laid it out. So I mean,
yeah,
I don't think there's many words you could say besides it's a no brainer.
yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah, no brainer. And, what's
yep.
your return? What's your return on investment so far? It must be in
I
the
mean, return on investment is great. So what would that be? Let me
fuck,
see.
I don't know, dude. Like 800% or something in the
Yeah,
first
yeah,
three
it's
weeks.
it's
Yeah,
about 800% or so. Yeah, probably
yeah,
higher than that, honestly. So
yeah,
no, it's been well well worth it. I'm like, oh,
yeah.
that
Well,
money has
dude,
been and gone.
yeah, and it'll continue, right? Because you're going to be in the
Yeah.
group for some
It-
time.
yeah,
But
yeah. Especially considering like I even told you on the first call, I'm like, hey, the price is fine. Like the guy
yeah,
I'm talking to is talking about a do it for you service, and it sounds
yeah,
good, but I mean, you made a valid point that kind of it just rang in my head after we got off the call. Like, you're gonna pay this guy to do something versus me teaching you how to do it, and
mm.
you just having a system that you now can teach to your
Well,
employees or
yeah. I
yourself, and you can
always
replicate it
Yeah,
forever.
no one's going to care
Um,
about your business more than you. And I
Yeah.
understand that some
Yeah.
people would prefer to hand it over,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
at least if you do the training first, and I said this to someone recently, you
Right.
do the training first, then at least you know what good looks like if you
Correct. Correct.
do want to hand it over to someone else.
Yep.
Do you
Because
understand
now
what
I'm
I'm
getting to
saying?
the point where I could definitely see how what a person, if I want to send off sales calls, I'm getting to the point where now I could kind of figure out what that would look like, and finding a good person to
Yeah,
do it.
yeah, yeah.
But
Yeah,
no,
this, yeah.
you're exactly right. It
So
would be
it's the
hard to do
whole,
this the other way around.
yeah, it's the
I don't
whole,
think I get those sales if I don't do the sales calls. Honestly, like I don't think I get the sales that I got if I didn't physically take those calls, because I don't know if they would have known the industry enough, because they were even saying, we'll take your calls and you're only going to talk to the people that
uh,
are ready.
no.
I'm like, I said, I don't know. Do you know the industry like that? Are you doing extra
Yeah, yeah,
research
yeah.
that I've done? I don't know if you're going to do all that.
Mm.
Now I'm
So I
on
learned,
Reddit looking at stuff and everything. So,
yeah. So I learned something from James Ramko many years ago. He spoke about the whole
mm-hmm.
me, us, you
Yep.
strategy. Okay, me, I'm going to do the work first, right?
Yep.
Us, hey, jump in. I'm going to show you exactly what I'm doing so you can learn
Right.
it directly
Right.
from me. And then from there, you take over. So if you
Yeah.
brought
That
someone
makes
in
sense.
now, you brought someone in now, okay, this is the way we run our ads. Brilliant. You could
Correct.
slot someone in there and they would know
Yep.
exactly what to
Yep.
do. And the same with sales calls, right? You now have done, I don't know how many calls you've done, but
Quite a
you've
bit.
recorded them, right? And you know
Yep.
you
Yep.
could build a
Everyone's recorded.
script, a run sheet, a triage, the
Yep.
short form questions in order to qualify. They can watch the recordings. So it then becomes, okay, this is what I've done it. You watch the
Mm-hmm.
recordings. Here's the script. Hand it over. Go. So
Yep.
there's definitely
Correct.
value in that, rather than
There
just saying,
is.
you know
There
what,
is.
fuck it, I'll just give it to someone else and hope for the best.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what kind of I had a lot of anxiety around doing that, because they were being a little vague, and I had, like I said, it's not like I just talked to one person. It's a month of talking to a few. They were always quite vague on what it was that we were actually getting, which I think a
Yeah.
lot of people got to be careful of. It's like,
You've got to know the industry, man, to have
yeah,
effective sales calls. You can't plug someone in that has no
yeah,
understanding of the industry at all and expect them to
yep,
connect with the prospect.
yeah,
It's
because
not going to work.
it's not, because even when we thought about HVAC for a second, like we literally were spending time, when we were in the niche finding process, we were looking through Reddit, looking at common terms, looking at issues that they have. We were really trying to dive into it. I'm like, I don't think any of these guys would have went into this kind of detail, because like you said, it's not, nobody's going to care as much as you are. So
Yeah.
just because you might not have, because you're big on that as well, like you might not have experience in that niche, doesn't mean you can't go start to learn about that niche and do it, but who's going to care enough to actually read through books,
Yeah.
buy a book on it, do all this? They're not going to do all that for you. They're just going to
No.
run the ads and they're going to hope for the best. And
I'm
you
all
know
about bringing everything in house and having
yep,
control and ownership
yep,
and ensuring most not because I'm closed-minded, but because or closed off to the idea of getting
yeah,
assistance, but because I want to make sure that the quality is there.
yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not
It's
interested in just hiring people that have no experience in different countries for $5 an hour to, hey, follow these
yeah.
calls and go and lay on the beach and
Buttload
think
of
that
VAs.
think that I'm gonna make $100,000 a month while I'm sipping pina
Yep.
coladas in Bali. You know what I mean? It just doesn't work that
Correct,
way.
correct. That's what everybody's being sold.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
That yeah, every ad is a. That's the other thing, your salt and pepper beard helps you out, because I'm like, yeah, every
Uh,
ad I get is like literally a 22-year-old in Bali telling me how to
yeah, yeah,
gonna tell me how to do SEO leads
yeah.
better. I'm
Yeah, I've seen
like,
some pretty
I'm
young dudes. I think there was one
yeah,
recently. He looked like he was about 17. And I started my
yeah.
agency 8 years ago. I'm like, what?
When you're 12.
Yeah, what were you?
I'm like, I've been doing
Really?
this since about 2011, 2010.
Uh,
So, and I'm like, it's like, this guy ain't seen everything. He hasn't seen,
I spoke with someone
all
the
the
other.
changes, like he hasn't seen it.
I spoke with someone the other day. I said, dude, I've been doing this longer than you've been alive. It's like, shit, yeah, yeah. They had
Like,
the internet.
trust me, I know the market.
They had the internet back in 1998. Shit,
Like we
that's
did.
incredible. Yeah. Well,
Like, yeah,
I
trust
just
me, it
crunched
was
some
not the
numbers here.
same.
You guys have done almost $250,000 since joining. When
Technically, yep, correct.
yes,
Yep,
that's annual, and you've only been in the
yep.
group what I don't know,
It ain't been
7 weeks or
that long, maybe.
something.
Yeah, about 7 or plus weeks, something like
Yeah,
that. Yep.
that's good,
Yeah,
dude.
but that's what
Well,
happens if you
well,
tunnel
thanks.
vision
Yeah. Well,
and don't be scared to spin.
thanks for coming on, Kevin. I really appreciate it, dude.
No problem.
I love having you in the group.
Yeah, try to.
I'm really looking forward to watching your journey further and seeing. I have no doubts at all that you guys are going to hit some pretty big numbers.
Yep.
Not to say that you haven't already, but man, I can
Yeah, we're gonna
sense that
keep it
you guys
going.
are going to start kicking some big
Yep.
goals over there. And I hope
Hmm.
that you stay within the community and share that
Yeah,
journey
yeah.
with us because
Definitely will.
super exciting, dude.
No, we
Yeah.
definitely will. We definitely will. I appreciate everything you do, and I definitely try to make some more calls. Been busy
Yeah,
these
yeah,
last
yeah.
two
Come along
weeks,
to the
so
call. Yeah.
I'll probably be back on. I like coming, even if it's like sound like a topic that I'm already past, because
Mm,
it re-energizes you just hearing the call, being on it, just being with the
yeah.
people. Even giving your input. Like questions that they might have and stuff like that
Mm.
is really nice to do because it just energizes you. So,
Yeah, I
um,
swear a lot and I don't muck
yeah,
around. I like to get people
yeah,
pumped
no.
up and I always finish every call with, are you excited? Good. Go
Yep,
outside.
yep,
I hope you're pumped
yep,
up. Go outside
correct.
and do some push-ups.
Because I noticed my energy was like going down on my sales side, and I'm like, I hadn't actually been in no meetings in like the last week and a half, and I'm like, I got let me hop into some of these because this
Yeah,
isn't gonna work. I got to keep the
yeah,
sales focus energy up and high.
yeah. No, I
But
don't.
no, I appreciate it.
No slackers in my group, dude.
No, but I appreciate
We're here to win.
everything.
All right,
Well,
Kevin.
sounds good. All right, talk to you. Appreciate it.
See you, dude. All the
All
best,
right,
man.
bye
I'll
bye.
talk soon. Yeah. All right.
All
Bye.
right, you too.
Bye.
See ya.